Hey students, I just want to do a little bit of a walkthrough of the course and the pages and how to get to things to make sure that you kind of have an idea of where to go to find things. Of course, you can always get in touch with me if you have questions, but this will be kind of a place you can go back and look for um, any of the different parts of the course that you're looking for. So this is what the course home page looks like. Okay, so course home is right over here on the left-hand side under the name of the course. And under the course home, it's basically just an overview, but I've got my email address here for you if you need to get in touch with me. I've got office hours here, which if we need to change them, I can change them or I can add. It's just what I put in right now. I have here a welcome video, just a little bit about me. You guys are going to make a short video of a little bit about you so I can know a little bit about you. Just a little bit of information about the course and the learning objectives kind of for the whole course. And down here, select Start Here. So that's the second tab that we have over here on the left-hand side. So on the Start Here tab, basically, this is the first thing you need to do for the course. So I have a little list of another checklist of this is what you should do first. Read everything on this page, view the course walkthrough video, which I'm doing right now, and so forth. And then just how the course is organized. And so you can see that I'm going to have lecture folders and lab folders. And then this is somebody else's course walkthrough, but this is where I'm going to put the course walkthrough. And then at the end, some resources. So places you can go if you need help with things, technical help. And the last thing down here on Start Here is an orientation quiz. So just has 10 questions. Basically, what's in the syllabus, what's on the course homepage, just some basic things. I want you to go through everything before you take this orientation quiz to make sure that you know where things are, and then you'll get some extra credit on the first exam for the orientation quiz. Okay, so if we go then to the course schedule, I have loaded it here so you can download it and print it if you need to. But I have also put it in, it's been difficult to get some things into Blackboard, so this doesn't look perfect, but I also have it loaded on this page too so that you can see in this course schedule, I have the week listed here, the unit, so there's 4 units, and then the lesson within the unit. So we'll have four lessons in each unit, and then we'll take an exam, and then we'll start with the second unit, 4 lessons in that unit. And so here I've listed for lecture the books, chapters from the books, what is due this week. You've got an orientation quiz for the first week. You have an assignment to introduce yourself, so I'll show you where that is. And then you'll have a lesson 1 quiz at the end of the week. That will be for lecture. And then over here for lab, we're not going to do a lab the first week, but this is will give you time to order your online lab manual. And then over here, I'm going to make all the due dates the same. They're all going to be on the Sunday of that week at 10 p.m. So you can work on things throughout the week. You can turn things in early, but the due date will always be 10 p.m. Okay? So let's go to take a look at the syllabus. This is a long syllabus. It's much longer than I do in a face-to-face class because you need to go back and have something to refer to. So again, I loaded it if you want to download and print it, but I also loaded it here so you've got it right in front of you. And so you're basically, the best way to get in touch with me is by email. I will be holding the office hours and live sessions, and if you ever need to actually talk to me, we can just pull up a Blackboard Collaborate and we can talk or discuss, or you have questions or whatever. So under materials, I have 2 textbooks listed. This first textbook here is the book that we used in the spring for biology, 1408. So if you have that book, you're good. You don't need to get a book. The alternate book is the online OpenStax book. So I will link that book to every lesson. It's quite wordy. So I like this Mariel Hofnagel's book better, but I don't want you to feel like you have to buy a book if you can't buy a book. I will say I've looked for it on Amazon and online, and it's between $10 and $20 because it's there's a new version out. There's a new edition out. So you can get the older edition and be fine. So you got 2 choices here. My choice for you would be the Hofnagel's book because I like it a little bit better. I think it's a little bit easier to read. Okay. The lab book is through Top Hat, which we used in the spring. I have loaded the instructions here. In probably next week, you're going to get an email invitation for buying the book. It's going to be $29, but it's an online version. Okay, so we're not going to have lab the first week to make sure you have time to get your online book. Okay, I'm going to go down. I've got some of what you need. You need, a computer, a stable internet connection. We're going to, for our major exams, in lecture and our 2 big exams in lab, we're going to be having to use Proctorio, which is a program that proctors you as you take your exam. So I've got instructions here, and we'll go through that again on the first day. And then I've got a link where you can sign up for Proctorio. And then I wanted to mention down here at the bottom that I have included the grading scheme in a couple of places, but your lab is going to be worth 30% of the course and your lecture 70%. You have these 4 major exams in lecture, and you have 2 major exams in lab. But then for both lecture and lab, you're going to have quizzes. And so the quizzes are not going to be proctored. And you'll have a quiz every week to help you kind of stay up with the course so you don't get too far behind. Okay, let me see if there was anything else. I think that's everything else I wanted to do from this page. So I do want to take a look at the announcements, and I would check your announcements pretty frequently because I'm going to be giving you information there. But many times I will also send the announcement as an email to make sure that you get it. So make sure that you check your announcements. And then I'm going to look at one unit just so you can see how the units are set up. Okay, so there's 4 units for the semester, and each unit has 4 lessons in it. So if we look in this first unit here, you can see that there's 4 lessons. I've put the objectives for the whole unit here. So this is basically a study guide for all 4. And then if we look in one of the lessons, there's going to be an overview, there's going to be a checklist, and then what you need to do for lecture and what you need to do for lab. So under the lecture folder, I've put objectives too, so you kind of know what you're doing. For the first week, I'm having you do this Go React assignment so that you can introduce yourself to me and to the class. I've got lesson 1, and I've listed both the Hofnagel's text, what chapter it is, and then what chapter it is in the OpenStax book. And so there's an outline there that you can use to take notes as you go through the PowerPoint. So I put the PowerPoint here so you can make it big, but you can watch it right there or look at it right there. Here's the link to the OpenStax book online. I've put a couple of videos in for you to watch just as supplemental material. So if you look in the videos, there's a couple of videos here that you can take a look at. And then let's go down to the bottom. The last thing here will be your quiz for lesson 1. Okay, so once you've done that, you've finished lesson 1, you've taken the quiz, then you can move on to lesson 2. Okay, so that's a quickie walkthrough, but I just wanted to make sure you kind of had an idea of how the whole course is set up.